Go.
Standardized tests have been a part of American education since the mid-1800s. As you can see right here, this is the FCAT 2.0. This is the Florida's standardized test that all the kids have to take. And basically it's to show improvement and to be able to go on to the next grade level. I am here to persuade you that standardized tests' cons outweigh their pros. Excessive testing undermines America's ability to produce innovators and critical thinkers. My two major points will be focused on the pros and the cons of standardized testing. There are, in fact, pros to standardized testing, but do they hold up? Standardized tests are a reliable source of measure for student achievement. Without them, policymakers would have to rely on teachers who only want favorable results. Multiple choice tests, in particular, are graded by machine and therefore have no human bias. However, there is proof that standardized tests are not a reliable source of student performance. A 2001 study published by the Brookings Institute found that 50 to 80% of your year-over-year test score improvements were only temporary. They were caused by fluctuations that had nothing to do with long-term changes in learning. Standardized testing causes something called teaching to the test. This can be a good thing because it focuses on essential content and skills and also eliminates activities that are considered a waste of your time. The U.S. Department of Education stated in November 2004 that if teachers cover subject matter required by the standards and teach it well, then students will master the material on which they will be tested on. Unfortunately, teaching to the test is using a more drill and kill approach, which is replacing great teaching practices. A 5-year University of Maryland study, completed in 2007, found the pressure teachers were feeling to teach the test was leading to declines in teaching higher order thinking, which is the most important thing to learn. If the kids are just learning the material that are to be tested on, then what are they going to do when they come upon a real-life situation that won't be included on the test? Students need higher-order thinking. Some say testing is not overly stressful for students. A November 2001 University of Arkansas study found that the vast majority of students do not exhibit stress during tests. They believe that stress is okay, because testing is a normal and unexpected way of judging what students have gained knowledge of. However, standardized testing, in fact, causes severe stress in students. On March 14, 2002, the Sacramento Bee reported that test-related jitters, especially among young students, are so common that the Stanford 9 exam comes with instructions on what to do if a student vomits on their test booklet. I think if a student vomits on their test booklet because of the stress they are under, just maybe shows that it is hard on the students. Just a thought, though. Multiple choice questions are an inadequate testing tool. It encourages a simple way of thinking. It teaches that there is only right and wrong answers. In life, there is not always a right answer, or a lot of times, a choice. Testing is also very expensive. According to the Texas Education Agency, the state spent $9 million in 2003 to test students, while the cost to Texas taxpayers from 2009 through 2012 is predicted to be around $88 million per year. Even more money is wasted when there are scoring errors, and there is always a scoring error most of the time. Standardized testing does not prepare students for productive adult lives. It may teach specific skills for college, but what are they going to do when they're not given a choice between A or B? with a rare amount of knowledge of how to live your life beyond college, there are so many students that end up struggling to maintain a productive adulthood. The No Child Left Behind Act mandated annual testing in all 50 states. Since this act was passed, U.S. students slipped from 18th in the world in math to 31st place in 2009, with a similar decline in science and no change in reading. Failures in the education system have been blamed increasingly on the pervasive use of standardized tests. In conclusion, standardized tests do have the pros and cons. Standardized tests are not a reliable source for student achievement. Teaching to the test is a bad way to educate students. Testing is very stressful for students, and multiple choice is an inadequate assessment tool. Do you believe the pros outweigh the cons? Or do you believe my point of view, where the cons have more on their plate? Standardized tests should not be held to such a high standard as they are now. They don't show all the true potential a student could have.